Hey, what is up there, people of the internet? My name is Yari, aka Bear, and today I'm gonna be showing you what my OBS settings are. So as you can see, I'm using OBS Studio. If you are used to OBS Classic, I really recommend switching over to Studio. It takes just a little bit of adjusting. It's not that big of a difference, but the difference is that it's way easier to use. But yeah, why am I making this video? A couple of people ask me, hey, you should share your settings because your streams look really clear and like they look really good. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll share my settings. So as you can see, let me switch it over a little bit. Hold up. Right. I'm sorry. Okay, so let me show you. What are my settings? In general, there's not much you need to change. By the way, keep in mind that I have a really good computer. So, well, really good computer. I have a GTX 1080. So, yeah, it all depends. If you have a pretty decent video card, these settings should work for you. So, I'd say 960 and up, GTX 960 and up. For AMD, I'm not sure how it works, but it should be pretty similar. There should be another one for you. But yeah, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So there's not much you need to change here. Just like, I don't know, keep a look at these settings and copy them if you want to. It's like, doesn't really matter. Here's what we're, I don't know, you should just get your stream key in here. That's totally a different thing. If you're not familiar with this, obviously you probably never have streamed before. So yeah, I stream on YouTube. Well, you can also select Twitch and stuff. But that's not what this tutorial is about. This is about my output settings and about my video and advanced settings. So for encoder, a lot of people use X264, and this is what I'm talking about. If you have a pretty good video card, you should be using whatchamacallit, NVENC. This one's for NVIDIA. There's also one for AMD, I believe. So if there's like not the NVENC here, but there's another one here, select that one. If you have, again, if you have a pretty good video card, that is. So I like to stream 1080, but you can also rescale it down to 720. It all depends on your preference, I guess, and what your computer can handle. It's kind of a thing you kind of want to mess around with. It's like, can you stream at 1080? Be sure to check that out. If not, then I'd say do 720. But 1080 is worth a try because that's what makes stream look really good. I use VBR. You can also do CBR, but I've heard that's worse. I don't know if that makes too big of a difference. But yeah, obviously for 1080p 60 FPS you need a bitrate of 5000, or no, I believe it's 4500 and up. But I like to use 5000 because I have a really good internet connection, so I was like, why not? But yeah, it all depends on your internet as well. If your internet is slow, you should probably rescale it down to 720 60. I don't know the exact bitrate for that, but I'll leave a link in the description for the the bitrate stuff. There's a link to YouTube has a list of the exact bitrate you could use, and it's really handy. Keep your interval set at to 2. That just make sure your quality keeps good. I don't know. It's not that important, but most people set it to 2. So I like to do low latency, high quality. This is because low latency gives you more interaction with your stream, or like, well, there's less delay when you do low latency. And then high quality, of course, because that's what we want right now, high quality. That's what we're looking for. Profile main, no, level auto. Don't really mess with that. There's nothing for you there, pretty much. I think these are just default GPU and B frame, so just keep them at default as well. Use 2-pass encoding, also check that. And enforce streaming services encoder settings, also important. Be sure to click that. I'm not gonna get into recording. We're talking about stream settings here. So okay, audio you don't really need to mess with that. But just go down to video, set FPS to 60. Obviously, if your computer can't handle it, scale it down to 30. but if your computer can handle it, 60 is like that just makes your stream look really good. And with if you use the NVENC encoder, it should be able to handle it way better than if you use the X264. So yeah, NVENC is a really good one. Anyway, you want to just like make sure everything is 1080. Obviously, if you do 720, you only need to do the output to 720. Don't mess with the base canvas, just keep that at 1080. Or depends actually if your computer resolution is different. Well, just leave this how it is. It's like default, I think it should be at 1080, so be sure to don't mess with that. But yeah, output rescale, you want to make sure that is 1080 or 720, depends what your computer can handle. Same with this, make sure this is unchecked if you do 1080, make sure it's checked and set to 720 when you do 720. But yeah, make sure your bit rates also match what you do. So 5000 for me is a good bit rate for 1080 60 FPS. And obviously, if you do 720 60, you have to go down to, I don't know, 3500, I think. That's just on the top of my head. I could be wrong. There's a link in the description for all that. But yeah, make sure that's all set. And then also I like to do the highest sharpening scaling because, you know, when you scale, you kind of want things to stay sharp. But that's, again, it depends if your computer can handle it. Like, scale that down if you have to. But yeah, if you want to keep it at the best quality, be sure to make sure it's that. And then we go to advanced. There's not much here you kind of need to do. I just like to keep this, yeah, like no stream delay. Depends if you don't want people to like look at your screen, make sure the delay is higher. But I like to interact a lot with my stream, so that's why I keep it at that. And of course, process priority. Make sure that's above normal. High would be too much, I'd say. Since you want that, well, that depends on your CPU actually. If your CPU is like really good, you could do high, but I prefer to keep it at above normal since I don't want to waste too much CPU space on OBS. It takes up enough as it is. So yeah, these were actually all my settings that you need to know, I guess. So yeah, I hope this video was useful. By the way, I showed the advanced, the simple. I don't like to mess with the simple. Advanced, you can like make everything way more like your likings. If you know what you're doing, advanced is way better. So yeah, I hope this was everything you needed. And yeah, I just like to share my settings. I do not guarantee this works for you since OBS is kind of OBS is kind of complicated. So it all depends on your own computer. So I hope this was useful for you. If not, then leave me in the comments down below. Maybe I can help you there. And subscribe if you want to see more of my content. So yeah, I hope this was useful. And I'll see you in the next one, I hope. Or not. So yeah, cheers. Welcome to the outro. So while you're at it, be sure to click another video right here. And, you know, why not subscribe? Did you click it? Thank you. Now go to the video. Bye bye.